everybody. I didn't even let that finish, did I? I'm so excited. I finally got my intro right. But hello, everybody. My name is Linda Murray Buller. They call me the Business Plug, and you just tuned in to the Business Plugs Mixer. So thank you for joining me here. We come on every Sunday. I say every Sunday. Let's say Sundays. We come on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We have business conversations with business people for business people. And so thank you for joining me. You are going to love my guests. We immediately knew that we had to be together and talk about and connect and all the things. And shout out to my girl, Jerry Lynn, who introduced us and said, you two need to meet. And we did. We needed to meet. We needed to meet. So we had a great conversation. We just looked and it was the end of September, but it seems like it was like a long time ago. I don't know what that was, but yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what's happening there. But in any case, she's here. She's in the green room and she's waiting to come on. But before I bring her on, I want to tell you a couple of things. The first thing is, if you are looking to get contracts, right? You're wanting to get consistent revenue in your business, and this one and done thing is not working for you, then let's talk about how I can help you, walk you through getting your business ready for contracts, for grants, for loans, for investors, for partners, whatever it is that you want to do for next step in order to get to consistency. And I'm tossing around the idea of doing an 8-week course on November 8th that starts on November 8th. And it is building your own business. It is an 8-week course that teaches you how to start your business from idea to implementation. So if you have a business and you want to know if it's a good business idea, if you're a startup, if you're already in business, and you're stuck, like you feel like, okay, I don't know what to do next, we can vet your business and see where you need to go. The 360 business assessment is hot now. People are saying, Linda, come help me figure this out because I need to move it the next way or do the next thing. And so we've been walking through and helping businesses, right size and get ready. We're in a different economy. You need to be thinking about how can you pivot? What do you need to do? Like I'm still out here. I'm still out here helping businesses pitch. If you're pitch, because it's pitch season. And so I saw one of my business buddies, who was a judge this time, but this time last year we were talking about getting her ready, getting her contract ready. Now she's out doing the judging pitch contest. I love it because she actually won one herself that was a sizable one. So that's what we're doing. We're helping business get to their next level. And if you want to be on the Business Plugs Mixer, come join me. Like there's always room right here for you. If you're an interesting person, if you have a great business or a business that you want to share with people, or if you have a book or anything that you want to share with business people, then reach out to me. The link is wherever you're listening to this broadcast. And with all that done, all the housekeeping things that I have to do to please my team, I would like to bring on my guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to my stage, Sharon. Hey, Sharon, how are you?
Hi there, Linda. I'm great. Thanks for having me. Your energy is so infectious.
Thank you. So, Sharon, tell people, where are you?
I'm in Texas. I'm in Southeast Texas, right outside of Houston.
Okay. And tell them, what do you do? Who is Sharon?
Sharon I'm a career education leader. So I've been in education for a really long time. But Linda, I wanted to do something more. And so about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now, I started my business and I do some life coaching, career coaching, and financial coaching.
Okay.
So I help people get rid of that money stress and become confident with their money.
Yes.
Really let go of the stress and anxiety that has to do with money. I started coaching entrepreneurs and solopreneurs and getting their business finances started. So you get them the money and then I help them manage it.
Exactly.
We knew right away. We clicked and went together.
Absolutely. And that's needed because a lot of times people, when they get you get these grants, these $1,000 grants, these thousands of dollar contracts, it can become difficult to manage more money than you've ever seen.
And save some back and have cash flow and be able to plan what you need next and not run out before you accomplish your goals. So that part's really important. I love helping families that, they make good money, they have a salary coming in, but it feels like everything is flowing out more than it flows in. And it just takes a little bit of work so that they can manage their money and their money doesn't manage them.
Exactly. That's very important because the thing of the lifeblood of sleep at night, the
That's right.
lifeblood of sleeping at night is you're able to manage your money. Like you talking about some sleepless nights. I can tell you about a few, but you're talking about some sleepless night. Oh, somebody and can't pay them.
Yep.
That will
Yep.
keep you up.
And the thing is, debt has such a tag with it,
Yes.
shame and guilt,
Yes.
and people don't want to talk about it. And it's so comforting when you can work with someone that will partner with you and not make you feel shameful about the choices that you've made or the situations that have come your way. Like you and I both know, situations happen.
Girl.
and
Absolutely.
and you don't have to feel guilty, you don't have to feel shameful, but you become empowered. And
Yes.
empowering people and making them feel in control so that they have choices, that is
Absolutely.
the best feeling ever.
Absolutely. It's the power of choice, right? That's one of my I use my book for that. But you talk about power. Sometimes when you're in it, you forget, like you don't really know how much power you have in order
Mhm.
to get through your situation. Like there are always options, but when you're in it, you may not immediately get to an option, or the option that you choose may not be suitable for you.
That's
And,
true.
and you're talking about options that, being able to sit down with somebody who's totally objective
Yep.
and can look at all your options and help you to understand how long it will take, or what do you need to do next, or your next steps, or what do you need to put in place, like to keep it going.
Yep.
Those
And
conversations are invaluable.
that's right. And sometimes just let you know what your choices are, let you know what your options are. Because a
Yeah.
lot of times people only see the good or the bad
Yeah.
and the extreme on both sides. And it's great to see that there's so much more available to them.
There is. There really is. And right now is a great time because a lot of times, when you hear about the reality of it is a lot of people are losing their jobs. And so they're getting these severance checks, right? They're getting severance checks, they're getting continuation, whatever that looks like for you. But understanding how not to lose that money and to help to have that money to sustain you for as long as you need it to.
Right.
That's a whole process.
Yep. Yep. And when it comes to relationships, a
Mm,
lot of the stress in relationships comes from finances and not being
absolutely.
able to have conversations about finances.
Absolutely.
So it's so rewarding. It has been one of the best choices I've made starting this business, and watching people grow and flourish is it's pretty darn cool.
I love it. I love it. It is because you're giving people freedom. Financial
Mhm.
freedom is the best freedom in the world because you can do all the things in your life that your finances touch. You can do them intentionally.
That's right. That's the perfect word. Choice and intention.
Yeah.
Those are the two greatest words. And I can tell you, coming from somebody that grew up without money and didn't have choices and struggled through things and had debt as a young person that I didn't think would ever go away.
Yeah.
And then I also encountered student loan debt on top of that.
Yeah.
And having experienced that and now having learned and lived it and gotten myself to the point where I can retire early and I'm set, then I know I can help other people with that as well. And it's
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. That is a superpower all in itself. So let's talk about if you were to share 3 different points that you would like someone who's reviewing this interview to take away from it. What 3 points would you give them?
So there's three main areas in life. There's your relationships, and it could
Mhm.
be intimate relationships, it can be work relationships, it's relationships. And then there's your career,
Mhm.
and then there's your finances.
Mhm.
And then those three main areas of life, one, I would say in relationships, it's connection.
Mm,
building the connection.
absolutely.
In your career, it's having a voice, speaking up for yourself, advocating for yourself, and really doing what you love to do.
Mm,
And then in your finances, have a plan
have a
and
plan.
work the plan.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, some of when you think about the scenarios that you repeatedly see, what do those look like?
The scenarios that I see a lot of times in relationships, the thing that I see most is the connection is gone.
Mm,
They a lot of times if it's an intimate relationship, it's they no longer connect. They feel more like roommates, and they
mm,
don't feel like there's anything they can do about it. Well, I can help them learn how to reconnect,
yeah,
and they don't have to be in that situation anymore.
I love that.
In career, I've helped so many people advance their career because they would not apply for a job because they didn't think they were qualified.
Mm.
So they avoid. It's Linda, it's those voices in your head that say,
Oh yeah, oh
you
yeah.
can't
So
do
you can't
that.
do that.
Are you
Why you put that
crazy?
stuff out there for like that? You can't do that. But let me ask you: do you see that more in women or in men, or is it equal?
That's interesting because you see it in men and women. Women just vocalize it a little more than men do.
Mm,
Men hold it in and they shoulder a lot that they shouldn't have to shoulder.
mm,
And so women are more vocal. It makes you feel like it's happening to women more, but it's
yeah.
happening to men too. They just shoulder it. They keep it in.
Wow, that's interesting. Because I run into a lot of underemployed people, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and I had one situation, a lady who was a stay home mom, and she had never really worked for anyone else, but she volunteered at her son's school from the time he went to kindergarten till he was in the seventh grade. Like all of that counts.
And she's been building skills all those
Yes,
years.
yeah,
Absolutely.
but in her mind, because she had never had a job, she didn't think she was employable.
She wasn't qualified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and the results is after working, with the resume, me helping her through her resume and things, her first job was an executive assistant for a major brand, and she was like, "I never would have been here because I didn't think this was possible." But yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
possible. It's
That's
possible.
awesome.
But
Yeah.
I run into it all the time where people are underemployed because they don't know how to um, articulate the skills that they have and to make those skills, to leverage those skills to work for them.
Absolutely. And it's mindset too.
Yeah,
Either somebody else or them, they've told themselves a story that isn't true.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm running into more and more young people that are working 3, 4, 5 jobs, part time, all part time, 3, 4, 5 of them. And I'm
Hmm.
like, how do you live? Like, surely that has to be a bother.
That's interesting. The young people that I work with, they struggle with their identity. They struggle with who am I? Who do I want to be? What, how do I belong in this world? What role
Mm,
do I play? Um,
yeah.
and so that plays a big part in whether they're going to go for the career or if they're going to go for the job.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking to a young man and he said, Miss Linda, what I want to do is I work at 3 jobs and I want to get married and have kids, but I have to get my job set up to where one job will pay for everything I want to do.
Mm,
And I said, well, at least you have a plan. That's a plan.
that's a plan.
That's a
Work the
plan.
plan.
He said, right now I'm working these 3 jobs and it's about to kill me. Gosh, I couldn't even do 2. I tried it. I tried to do a full time and a part time. Other than my business, now my business is a part time. I've been able to do it in a full time, but as far as doing 2, no, 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 no. I've not been able to do that. That's
That's a
not
lot.
long term.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a life disruption.
And that weighs heavy on you too when you're trying to juggle and have your attention to all those different places. And
Different
that's a
schedules,
lot.
different job sets.
Scheduling.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But I've run into more than a couple of people, and that's the way they're living life. And I'm like, ooh.
That's a hard thing to live. And
Yeah.
when it comes to the money piece, sometimes they don't realize that with just one of those jobs, you can do more with the money that you're bringing in, and
Mm,
then you can advance yourself faster.
yeah.
And so that's what's great about partnering with a coach. You figure out what
Exactly.
you're really able to do, what's possible.
What you want to do, like how, what skill sets if you've already worked together, or that you want to grow in, like getting
That's
in the
right.
field you want to grow in. Because
Yeah.
most of them are in like service fields, like waitress or whatever, and then they're
Mhm.
doing some other job, and then they're doing some other job that has nothing
Mhm.
to do with that first job, and they're working in manufacturing some, and they're doing this, that, and the other, and
And it's
woo,
hard. It's a
woo,
lot.
it's gonna wear them out by the time they're 40.
That's right. And then they still don't have a direction.
I
They still
know.
don't have the thing that makes it all
Yeah,
worthwhile. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so when you talk about, so you said relationships, and you talked about careers. When you talk about that, like of the three, and I know they should be equally important. Okay, I understand that, but of the three, wouldn't focusing on financials help you do with the other two?
That's interesting because you would think they're equally important. And I really think it depends on where you are in your life and what's
Mm,
happening.
mm,
Because if you have financial instability or you have anxiety about money,
mm.
then you can't build safe relationships. You
Yeah.
make decisions based on anxiety and fear.
Ooh.
And then you're also probably not focusing on your career if you're worried about money all the time.
Yeah.
Or if your job or career isn't getting you what you need money wise, then it's not a fulfilling career. So it's like this vicious cycle
Cycle.
that
Yeah.
just happens to you. And once you're in that cycle, you lose control of it. So it's really important to find what is important to you, what's causing that fear and anxiety or the insecurity or the worries. What are those childhood things that happen that cause you to
Mm.
make those decisions
Yeah.
so much?
Absolutely. And every coach I've had, every coach that I've been in the presence of, whether they were speaking or teaching or whatever, always go back to what is your relationship with money?
Yep. Yep.
Because we learn it early,
We do.
watching our parents or our guardians or whatever situation, watching somebody else how they do it,
Mm-hmm.
and then we mimic what we see.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes what we see is a facade, right?
Exactly.
Because sometimes what we see is the person next door that drives the fancy car or the person
Mm,
that we see that lives in the big fancy house, and
mm,
we think that they have it easy and we think they have all the money that they can stand,
yeah.
and yet they're still struggling.
Yeah.
And so it's sometimes, we see something, but we're telling ourselves that story again.
Absolutely. And now that we have social media, oh
Oh
my.
yeah.
Now we're looking at other people's lives and not realizing that social media is the highlight. It is not
Uh-huh.
reality most of the time. Like it's actually the highlights of people's lives. And so we
Yeah,
don't see the struggles that are offline, but we
that's
see,
right.
oh, they just bought this, or oh, they're taking pictures and they're there, they're traveling, they're doing this thing or that thing. And
Mhm.
we think that is real life.
Yeah. Yeah. And we don't see the credit card bill that happens when they get back from the luxury vacation. And we don't feel the anxiety that they feel
Mm,
when they have to work and work and work and pay it off, and they're paying interest and they don't ever feel like it's going to be done. and
Yeah.
they get farther and farther behind. We don't see that part of it. We don't see
Yeah.
the struggle behind the luxury.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's important for us it's important for us to have coaches like yourself who can give us the reality, like pull back the curtain and see this is real life. That right there is a facade. That right there is highlights for clicks and likes and shares and all the things. Real life doesn't come with clicks, likes, and shares.
That's so true. And also, it also helps them get to the point where they can take that luxury vacation
Yeah,
and not feel guilty about it
exactly.
and not have that credit card bill that lasts for 2 or 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road.
Yeah,
We help them gain control so they're prepared to take that vacation before they ever get started.
absolutely.
And yeah.
And you can speak to the fact that the credit industry is not trying to help them
Oh,
because
no.
they'll let you travel now and pay later,
Absolutely.
5 years later.
Yeah.
Like you'll be paying 5 years from now.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
So, falling for all the schemes. I remember one thing was they were seeing college kids credit cards, right?
Yeah.
And those babies would go in, my first credit card and
Mhm.
let's go have pizza.
That's right. And let's pay 29% interest on that pizza. And and then let's pay it again the next month because I didn't pay it all off
Yeah.
because I wanted a new video game or a new TV. And that's okay. We don't want to make people feel badly about wanting those
No,
things, but
no.
we figure out ways to do it so that you don't have to give somebody else all your money away. Give your money away
Absolutely.
to somebody else.
Absolutely. Because you work hard for your money.
You do.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't want to give it away as interest on credit cards.
That is so true. That is absolutely true. And so that's why. So let's talk about who should be trying to call and contact Sharon. Who should be calling you?
If you want to get rid of money stress and have freedom and choice, that would be a really good place to start. If you want to improve your relationships and you want to figure out how to make relationships better, whether it's intimate relationships or work relationships, if you want to figure out, I just don't want relationship stress. I want to be able to have a conversation without having anxiety bubble in your throat because you avoid it because you know it's going to be bad. Do you want to give me a call?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And her information is wherever you're listening to this recording. Go ahead and click the link and connect with her.
I'd
And
love to talk to people. And
I
you
like,
know I love talking to people.
yeah, we talk. Yeah,
We had
absolutely.
an awesome conversation.
We did. We do. Every time we connect, we talk about things. So, can you tell me what one thing do you want them to take from this call?
The one thing that I want people to take away from this call is what you think isn't possible right now is possible.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is possible.
It is. I
It is.
am living proof. And so are you, Linda.
Well, hey, I'm proof too.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing about it is, we can only know up to the capacity we've been exposed.
that's right.
Being with people who have access to more ideas, more strategies, more plans can help us to correct some of those things quicker and safer than we did if we just went on our own accord.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And
that's what I
I
do.
mean, I got to tell you, I had my own limiting beliefs.
Oh
I
yeah.
had my own, this isn't possible kind of thoughts. And I had an incredible coach that helped me get past that. And even though I had a really good career, my whole career has been great. I've done amazing things in my career. Being an entrepreneur was never on the list. It just wasn't one of those things that I ever thought I could do. And yet here I am and doing great.
And
So
doing very well. Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
it is possible.
It is possible. It is possible. So if you are one of those people who feel downtrodden and feels like life is riding you as opposed to you enjoying and riding your life, reach out to Sharon. Like she's a life coach. She's helping you with finances and she can help you with career. Those are three very important areas of your life that all play into your well-being.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't thank you enough for coming on the Business Plus Mixer and to sharing your knowledge with us. And I am hoping my audience will hear and lean in and connect with you so that they can. We're getting ready to go through one of the most biggest spending seasons on the
Yeah.
calendar.
Yes, that is true.
We're just, a little under a month away from there. And you
Yep.
don't want to go into the holidays with depression and money issues and life beating you in the head when you don't have to. When you don't
That's
have
right.
to. So you get to decide if you're ready now to find to I'm throwing you a lifeline. I'm plugging you in. They call me the plug. I'm plugging you in to solutions that will help you to get your career, your relationships, or your finances in order so that you can have a great holiday season. And so, with that closing, my name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the business plug. And I just plugged you into Sharon, who's going to help you get your life, your finances, and your career on point. Join us here on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where we bring you business people who have business conversations for business people. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next week, 7 o'clock p.m. on the Business Plugs Mixer. Good
Thanks,
night.
Linda.